Hey guys, welcome to Technability. I am Berge. What we have here is iOS 8 running on an iPhone 5S. I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys here that we're running iOS 8. See, version 8.0. I'm going to go ahead and do an extensive review, extensive review hands-on with iOS 8 on the 5S. Had about a day to utilize it, get to know some of its features, so we're going to go through that here. Thank you guys for watching Technability, your source for no-nonsense tech. If you already haven't, go ahead and subscribe below. Like the video, leave a comment, let us know how you feel. Check out our channel, guys. We got a lot of great content. We got a lot of great comparisons coming up with iOS 8 on a 5S in comparison to some other platforms, mobile platforms on the market today. So if you guys aren't familiar, we've done a lot of beta videos, including iOS 7 betas when it was initially released. We're going to do the same here with iOS 8. So bear with us. Each beta build will have its own review. All right, and we're going to go ahead and get started here right off the bat with the lock screen. Alright, now you can see with the lock screen, nothing has really changed. You swipe your finger over to the left and nothing happens. You got the notification center, which we'll get into, the control center, as well as the camera. You have access to the Touch ID sensor. Okay. Well, in any case, let's just go ahead and put my passcode. Alright, so you can see the lock screen, really nothing changed. Now, in terms of the notification center, you can see you have the Today tab and the Notifications tab. Alright, so if I go to Today and I scroll down, you can see where it says Edit. You can remove and add widgets, as I like to call them, in the notification panel. Okay, so nothing really changed. The tabs are similar. So the Notification Center, it feels good. You know, obviously it has a very smooth feel to it, which is obviously very iOS-esque in terms of smooth, fluid touch responsiveness. Control Center, same situation. You still can't customize it, but you do have the toggles down below. Now again, in terms of just overall speed, this thing is super fast. I mean, I can enter and exit apps, and it's a little bit buggy, guys. I mean, no doubt it's a beta 1, so it is going to have a few bugs, but you can see just entering and exiting apps, it's super fast. Let's say I wanted to create a folder. I can simply just take an icon, drag it into another icon to create a folder. You guys know how that works if you're familiar with iOS, but I can't take an icon and say put it here. It'll just rearrange the grid for me. But it's very smooth, very fast, very fluid, definitely improved from 7.1, which was already fast and fluid. If you guys haven't, go ahead and check out our 7.1 is blazing fast video. It demonstrates the ridiculous speed of iOS 7.1 and above now with 8. So it's definitely a fast system. Everything is super responsive to my touch, as you guys can see, and that's what you come to expect with an iPhone, in any generation iPhone. I mean, in this case, you could, you know, with 7.0, it wasn't as fast as 6, but 7.1 they improved, and now with 8, it's definitely improved. You could see the shortcuts up top of recent people I've contacted. Now, if you click on it, you can call them. You can see the icons right there. If it's a little bit too bright, just go ahead and zoom. You can see that it says mobile, you have messaging, FaceTime, etc. Okay, so I was talking to my buddy Varro, for example. Same situation. I can call him by just clicking on mobile, and I'm going to hang that up here. Going back to multitasking here. Going back to the multitasking, you can see the multitasking is the same as it's always been. You could swipe away 3 at a time, go into an app, close out of an app, etc., etc. So very simple to use. Obviously, the system hasn't changed. It's almost an update like going from iOS 5 to iOS 6. If you guys remember that update. All right, so you now have that, and you can see the bugs. Like I'm going to settings and it just closes out. Again, still slightly buggy, so you guys got to expect that. Now you can see with the settings, Apple has allowed users now to replace keyboards with third-party keyboards, which is cool. You can see accessibility options, reduce motion, button shape, so that stayed the same. Again, going to Siri, you can see Siri, it's a little bit different now, and we'll get into that in a minute. Okay, auto lock, and if you go to keyboard, keyboards, hardware keyboard, shortcut, so you can click on keyboard. Right there in English, emoji, etc. So you can add keyboards now, third-party keyboards, which is really cool. Again, gesture-based system, so you can just swipe back. Tell me the weather. See how it slides that way now. Much faster.
Looking good between today and Sunday.
How tall is Brad Pitt?
Looking. Brad Pitt is 5 feet.
Open settings. And you can set reminders and open music and do all that good stuff as well. So you know how Siri works. Again, going back here, now you can see again the recents. You just swipe them over, you get that inertia effect, which is, you know, Apple-centric. All right, going into the camera here, you guys can see the camera now. You have time lapse, which is a feature they just added here. And again, buggy. You can see it's not opening the camera. If I multitask and just simply close out of it, close out of everything, we'll go back and try that again here with the camera. Okay, so swiping over, you got slow-mo obviously at 120 frames per second with the 5S. You got time-lapse. Okay, see I'm recording in time-lapse right now. And the quality of the camera hasn't changed. The overall camera in itself is still fantastic. I mean, the 5S has a fantastic camera. You can see the front-facing camera right here, of course, recording with the HTC One. You got timer, HDR, auto, and of course you could just click on a picture, get to your image. You can see this little heart right here. Okay, so basically it's very similar. I mean, of course it's not like it's like a crazy difference or a dramatic difference, but there are subtle improvements that you definitely do notice. And of course, the iOS gallery, you guys are familiar with it. You can obviously favorite it with the little heart. If you click right here, you can share it. You can see the sharing options look slightly different as well now with the graphics on the sharing options. Okay, so you could print it, use as wallpaper. If you click on more right here, activities and whatnot, use as wallpaper, slideshow copy. Right here, if I click on more, again, same situation. You can airdrop it, of course, and if I want to edit it, I just click on edit. You can see there are a multitude of various different editing options, and you can see how that is here. Alright, look at that. Right, you can rotate it to different types of positions and whatnot. Of course, you have filters, light colors. So the editing is improved slightly, which is great. We like that. We like that they've improved on the editing. You can see how this works right here on color, like color calibration, for example. Going back, and you can adjust the lighting, the contrast, etc. So tons of different editing options, which is great. You know, Apple's definitely improving on these features, which is always a good thing, right? I mean, incremental updates, but they do improve in areas that do need improving, or not necessarily need it, but could use it for sure. So the gallery editing definitely improved. You can see the weather app, nothing really changed here. Okay, going to Spotlight, you can see how Spotlight looks. You know, again, buggy. It's not working for me right now. I'm trying to click on, you know, if I just, you know, it's not really doing much, but that's Spotlight for you guys. And here you see the dialer. Nothing changed on the dialer end. Now let's go into messaging here and add a message. Okay, now you can see you have the ability to, of course, text. You also have the ability to voice to text. Hey, how are you? What's going on? Period. Let's go to the beach! Exclamation mark. How are you today? Question mark. There you guys go with texting. And of course, you also have the gestures if you were in an existing text. Let's go ahead and just click on this text right here.
Like right now, it's recording me because I just put the phone to my ear.
See what he says right there?
Like right now, it's recording me because I just put the phone to my ear.
Okay, see how that works? Hey, how's it going? What are you doing today? Let's go hang out. What do you think there is to do? Anything cool? Swipe up. Okay. Hey, what's going on? Let's go hang out today. Yeah, is that a good idea? I just sent it.
Hey, what's going on? Let's go hang out today. Yeah, is that a good idea?
Of course, you can add a picture, etc. You can add larger files now via text, which is great. They've added that as well. Predictive text, right, which they've included. So now you have predictive text and whatnot, which, again, buggy system, but it's getting there. Of course, you can just highlight and define and whatnot. So you get the emojis, obviously all the awesome emojis, which also doubles up as an alternate keyboard here. Okay, so you get this cool voice talk. Send audio feature. You can see he's texting me back. Of course, iMessage, you're going to know. Alright, so going to the calculator here. Nothing changed on the calculator. Reminders, of course, which you could just set a reminder. Set reminder, tomorrow, 3 p.m. Need to go to the doctor. Really quick.
Here's your reminder for tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Let's cancel that reminder.
I won't remind you.
What is 6 minus 6 plus 3 minus 9 to the second power? Let's see if it gets that.
Let me think about that. The answer is -6.
There you go. It actually gave me an answer for it. Alright, of course, Pandora. So if you play music, of course, you get a notification and the lock screen and all that good stuff. So nothing changed on this end. See here, lock screen. Control center. Pause that. Okay, now you can see this health feature here, which is cool. They've added this health feature. You can go to My Health, all diagnostics, activity count, basic calories by 10. So all these cool new features for this new My Health feature that or app that they've added here with iOS. You can see sleep, so it's really it's quite intricate. A lot of different features here. They're definitely going to improve on this within time, with updates, with future beta builds, as they will everything else. You can see a bug report here for developers to report on any bugs on this beta build. Of course, you also have iBooks here. Alright, so you could sync or not sync. Let's not sync right now, but you can see how iBooks looks and works. If you're familiar with iBooks, that's now available. Let's see if Bejeweled works now. It wasn't working on 7.1, still doesn't work. Okay, but in any case, you guys are familiar with this system, then you're familiar with, you can see frequently visited sites now and whatnot. If you guys are familiar with this system, then you're well aware of how iOS works. iOS 8 is really, again, going back to iOS 5 to iOS 6, that's the type of update that this is. You can see Yosemite here on Apple.com, pinch zoom, smooth as ever. Okay, obviously, again, you have your notification bar in your control center. Double tap, close out of apps. See my buddy Voro right here. You could FaceTime him, and then you could do FaceTime audio, which is also really cool. You can call via FaceTime. So let's say you don't have a SIM card installed and you want to just use Wi-Fi, you could do FaceTime audio, which is a feature that I am a big fan of. Okay, so you can see FaceTime audio if I put it on speaker. Really awesome feature, guys. And again, thank you for watching Technability, your source for no-nonsense tech. Stay tuned as we compare iOS 8 with Android, KitKat with Windows Phone, and other mobile platforms, including BlackBerry. We're also going to be excited about getting the iPhone 6 and doing an extensive review with the iPhone 6. You can see Google, Apple Maps, excuse me. Okay, and of course Notes. So really, it's similar. And if you just look at the icons here, underneath the icons, if you look at the text, see there's shadows around it. So they almost added that shadowy, well, not skeuomorphism, but the shadows are definitely added here now on the bottom with these icons. So with the text is a little bit more graphic intensive, if that's the word I want to use. So they've added a little bit of graphics to the overall text on your home screen. Of course, you still have the motion feature, Touch ID sensor, all that good stuff. So really, it's an incremental update for the most part, but there are enough changes. And again, it is a bit buggy, as you guys can see for yourself. But they've added enough changes to warrant an upgrade, obviously. And again, nothing changed on the wallpaper end. They might have added a few wallpapers. So that's there. Of course, you have the dynamics, which I call live wallpapers. So really, it's more or less of a update that's incremental for the most part, but it's good. I mean, I'm a fan, and I'm always a fan of these beta builds. It just, you have the latest and greatest. So we're waiting for the future beta builds, which will be coming out in due time and in a timely fashion. Apple will release them, and they will have bug fixes and added new features and whatnot. So there are quite a few new features. Is it enough to say, okay, well, it's a must-have? Well, it's a must-have when it comes out. But for you guys who are waiting to register your UDID, there's a lot of different ways you can do that. So go ahead and do that if you're interested in installing this. Now, if you're just looking for speed, this thing is definitely fast. Okay, it's not fully, completely stable, but it's super fast. I mean, just going through apps and multitasking, everything is immediately responsive to my touch, which is something that we have definitely come to expect with iOS. Again, going back to the camera, you can see how fast that is. Just performing day-to-day apps, and that's how it should be. I mean, you got a super fast processor in this thing, and of course they have their iCloud system and all that good stuff, so that nothing changed on the iCloud system. And you can see iCloud, iTunes, and App Store in the settings. So really, it's an incremental update, but one that I think a lot of users, or most users, will be excited about having, because it does bring forth some new features and changes that I think were necessary for iOS. Alright, thank you guys for watching Technability. I am Barrage. This is a hands-on, in-depth review of iOS 8 here for the iPhone 5S. We're going to go ahead and do some beta videos in the near future, so look out for that. Probably a few features that I haven't covered. If there's any questions that you guys have, leave them in the comment section below. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook or on Twitter. Like us on Facebook and all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching Technability, your source for no-nonsense tech. Have a good one.